Hi, welcome to Gabie's Knit Goodies. I am Gabie. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry and loveknitting.com. And welcome. I am glad you're here so that I have somebody to talk about knitting with. First off, what I'm wearing, it's the Lydia Bennet shawl, and it's my newest pattern that I just released a week or two ago. I am wearing the linen version, and I also made it out of cotton yak, and some of my test knitters made it out of wool and cotton as well. And I have a hat on. I have not fixed my hair today, and I had these hats that I made, so I'm just gonna wear a hat. So I'm just gonna wear a hat. This first hat, I think I showed it on one of my out and about knitting vlogs while I was waiting during ballet, but I finished it, and it is my own pattern. It's a very simple pattern using, I think I used the US size 9 needles, and it's just a 1x1 ribbing, and then I added I wouldn't even really call this color work, but it has, I did a couple of rows of, I guess, color work every other stitch there to kind of blend this yarn that fades in with this other yarn that doesn't. So this was all stash yarn that I had had in my stuff for a little while, actually for a long while. I made a scarf out of this for my mother a long time ago. And then this yarn, I don't remember what I did with this yarn, but I had some in my stash. So I just broke it up, and then I did a little more color work there, and then I went back to this yarn, and it faded back to, from white to a little bit yellow. Anyways, I thought it turned out really cute, and it was very quick and simple hat to make, and I made it for a friend. And in case you noticed, I made a little tag. This is some leather that I got from a coat purchased at Goodwill, which if you're not in the US, I guess they're all through the US, Goodwill is like a thrift store. So it's an upcycled coat that I cut up, and I made a little tag. And this one says handmade by Gabrielle, and it was a stamp that I'd had, I think I have it right here. I had it made back when I was doing a lot of stamping a long time ago. I would make cards and stuff. Isn't that cute? And so I stamped it right on the little thin leather swatch. I thought it turned out really cute. And I don't know, I like the little leather tags. I think they look cool. And I'm giving this as a gift, like I said. So yeah, I thought they might appreciate that it's hand knit by me. The other one I'm giving is this one. I'll try this one on too for you. But it is a super chunky ribbed, simple ribbed hat. And I put a little tag on this one too. I thought it turned out cute. Okay, I guess I'm really rolling with the finished objects, so maybe I'll continue in that. And I'll try on another hat. Let's see. This hat is a little big for me because it's actually meant for a guy. Got a little extra room up here at the top. But I like the color. The dark color is fun, and I like that it's not solid black, but it has other colors in there. And I think my little stamp thing looks cool on it. And it's super big and chunky, and it's going to be going up to Vermont. in the US, and that is very cold up there. So I think the big chunky hat will work. And you could fold it over. I could definitely fold it over. For a guy, I guess it just depends on how big his hat is. I think it turned out cute, and this little tag I think adds a lot. And I did test it out, because I stamped it with ink, but I did test it out with water to see if it would bleed at all, and it doesn't. So that's very exciting. Let's see. Okay. This is another hat. I have not put a tag on it, but I plan on it. This is that one made out of, oh, the yarns. So this was stash yarn that I talked about. I think this originally was from Joann Fabrics, this one that fades, and it was called like Scarfie maybe or something, like a Lion Brand wool. I think it's 100% wool. And then this one is a big bulky one, also from Joann Fabrics. I don't quite remember. It's like a big and chunky, and I think it is partial wool. I don't think it's 100% wool. But it's a big and chunky one from Joann Fabrics. I will try, if I can find out what it is, I will put the name down below, and also probably link it down below if I can for both of these. I have no idea what this one is, but I could probably find out what this one is. And then this one is the Buffalo Wool Company, maybe? Something like, no, yes, I don't know. I had it on the last time I showed this hat. It's out in Wyoming. The people who, I guess, raise these sheep and do it, make yarn out of it. So it's very squishy. It's not silky soft, but it's very squishy, and I really like it. And this is the one, I have it folded here. This one's my design as well, and you could wear it slouchy with the brim unfolded, and it has that reverse stitching there on the brim. So this one's also going to a guy. It definitely fits my head, but this type of yarn is it has a lot of stretch to it, a lot of elasticity, I guess you could say. And I want to put a tag on this one. However, I think I want a tag that says like GKG. I have a logo in mind, so I would really like to get something so I could make my own little logo tags for GKG, Gabie's Knit Goodies. So, yes, we have that one. Okay, and then the same pattern as this one is this one. I just finished this one last night. Obviously this one's bigger than this one. I'll have to figure out, I'm not sure what size I made this one, but I know it's a little shorter than I even was intending, because the skein of yarn was not, I think it might have been 50 grams of yarn, not 100 grams of yarn, and it is sport weight, and just there wasn't a huge amount of yardage in it, so I had to make it maybe a little bit shorter than I would have. And this one I did the opposite. I did the large size, and this is Crazy Sock is the yarn, and it is plenty big for sure. I did, I think, a 3-inch brim, and then total is 11 inches. Well, until I did my decreases here. And it changes colors on its own, but one like fades into the other. Well, I wouldn't say fades in, but so this blue carries over into this brown when it's mixed, and then the brown carries over with this minty green, and then the minty green carries over with this gray. So it's kind of a cool yarn. It's called Crazy Sock, and I also got this when I was out in, I forget the yarn store, but it's in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and it's on Pearl Street. I think it has Pearl in the name of the yarn store. And it's on Pearl Street in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. And Jackson Hole's not that big. You could definitely find it. But this one's fun. I haven't woven in all my ends, which I only have, actually I haven't woven in one end, the one under this part I have. So anyways, as you can tell, this one has plenty of room. It's actually slightly slouchy in this folded up brim state, which my original goal was to have it not be slouchy in the pattern when you fold it up. I did make the large, which my head's probably not right for the large size, but I still like it and wear it. And then have it be slouchy when you unfold the brim. This I would definitely call slouchy. A little slouchier than I would normally wear. But there it is. Let's see. I think I'm going to go back to the yellow one. It's hard to do this without like a mirror. I don't want my tag like in the front of my head. There we go. How's that? Good? Okay. Now, I am plenty warm, for sure. In fact, I think I'll take this off, just have my t-shirt on. You know, the hat is definitely warmer than my linen shawl. Alright, since we're carrying on with hats, I will continue in that vein with my work in progress. This is, I believe, the January hat. I will double check and put that on the screen. And it is knit out of Ella Ray yarn that I got at my yarn store. And it has lots of little bobbles. Thankfully, they are little bobbles. The texture is just gorgeous, though, isn't it? I wouldn't say it's been a pleasure to knit, but the color makes it super fun, and the yeah, what it looks like just is super fun. But I don't love doing all the little bobbles. But it's very cute looking. Free pattern by Kelborn Woolens, their Year of Hats, and this is the January yarn, the January hat, unless I'm wrong, in which case I'll put it below. Okay, so love the hat, want it to be done, but I have one problem, and I have this problem a lot. I didn't even I just assumed I would have enough yarn, but I should have thought through about my hat choice, because bobbles take up more yarn than like straight knitting or purling or ribbing, and so I've run out of yarn. And if this had been like a plain hat or very simple textured hat, or if maybe I just left off the bobbles and just done like the knit purl texture, then I probably would have had plenty of yarn. But no, I just assumed, which was not very smart. So I've run out of yarn. I don't know what to do about that. I don't want to rip this back and knit something different with it. I mean, I do love how it's turning out. And I'm very close to the brim, or the crown rather. So my first choice is I'm going to take it to like doing fabrics and see if I can find something that matches, which I don't have a lot of hope for that. My second option, well, I can also go to Untangled Pearls, my local yarn store, see if they have anything that matches, or just go for a different color and kind of do a two-tone thing, and maybe also do like a pom-pom on the top that matches the new color. That could work, maybe. Thinking maybe like even just like white or a very light version of this same color. So maybe I should try this on too, see how far or how close I am to being done. Oh man, look at that. All I need is the crown, and then it will be done. How does it look? I am the worst with the yarn chicken. I play the game all the time. And usually, I wouldn't say usually I win, but usually I can make it work. And yeah, this time I'm gonna have to go get yarn. How sad. It's sad for me. Especially when you're on a roll and you're like, oh, I like how this is turning out, and I can't wait to be done, and oh wow, I'm almost done. And then it's like, oh, I have no more yarn. So sad. Okay, next item of business. I have revived a WIP. A WIP that was, we'll call it summer hibernation. I got mad at this project. I think I might have told you guys this. I was really excited to use my stash yarn, GKG Stash Bustin' Cow. Oh, this works for that too. And knit Stephen West Knits Penguono. And then I made this huge blunder and knit the second front section like upside down. I did podcast about that way back then. And after that, I was just like, done with it. I was mad at it, so I didn't want to pick it back up. So, I am excited to announce that, dun, da, 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 I'm not done or anything, but I picked it back up. I revived an old WIP, the Stephen West Penguono. It's an awkward thing to be knitting on right now. So here's the back, and that's the first thing you do. The red is just waste yarn. It's not actually going to be in here. And then you attach the underarm, or you start knitting sideways in the underarm, and then you knit one side of the front. So I did that, and all was well. And then I knit the underarm here, and then I knit the entire other side, and then realized it was upside down, and so I had to rip it out and do it again. So here I am now. So when I picked it back up, it was, so it'll be like this. There we go. When I picked it back up, I was back to the very beginning here. And so I had to, I've done all this since I picked it back up. I'm proud of myself. I don't want this to go and like totally die. I just was mad at it, and I needed time to recover from that frustration in the lost knitting that I had. So, it's exciting. I have to finish this, and then I need to look at the pattern, because I know there's like a collar, and then there's a border around the bottom, I think, and I think there's like an I-cord everywhere. So I have a lot more to go, but I feel like I'm on track, and I'm actually enjoying it again, which is good. If I had forced myself to do it back when I ripped it out and got mad at it, I don't think I would be enjoying it. I don't think I would have enjoyed it. And so letting it rest and simmer, yeah, I'm happy with it again. And I've gotten fall vibes lately. The other day it was only like 54 degrees Fahrenheit in the morning when we took the dogs for a walk, and so it's nice and cool, and I wore a hat, and with my hair short, my neck gets cold, so I had to wear a shawl. So, very exciting. And so it gave me all the fall vibes. Okay, what's next? I do have, that's not it. I was going to say I do have an acquisition, or two, if I can find them. Oh, I know what's next. I am ripping out a sweater. I've actually ripped out a lot. This is Hawthorne, and I love this color. Hawthorne by Knit Picks. I don't remember the color, but the name is Hawthorne, and I think it might be the kettle dyed or like the tonal stuff. And this is called Dirty Unicorn. I don't know who it's by, the speckled one. And I knit this sweater a long time ago, and I loved the sleeves and the way they fit. And I actually liked the neckline. And this was very soft and lovely. The body was a little bit narrower than I would like, a little smaller around the middle. And it's a little bit cropped. I don't mind a crop top, but I like the wider crop top. And this one was a little bit snug and short at the same time. And I actually ended up not loving the two combined colors, like those two colors together. I didn't love that. So, the Ghost Horses sweater by Caitlin Hunter that I've been knitting for my daughter, and I ran out of yarn, and I was using stash yarn for that. I went and tried to buy yarn to finish the sleeves, because I'd done the body, and I just need to do the sleeves. But the fingering weight yarn that I bought is thicker than any that I was using in the garment, so it totally threw it off. And then I had some colors in there that, even though it's kind of a mashup of different colors, it just stood out way too much and didn't quite go with the overall color scheme. So I had used some leftover of this in that sweater, and I know that if I take this apart, I'll be able to use this for the sleeves, and as well as one other yarn, and I think it will make it all work together and look good, and I can finally finish it, because that's a WIP that's in hibernation as well. And I want to revive that WIP too and finish it, especially because it's starting to get cooler and she loves it. So anyways, I went to frog this sweater. So I'm going to unravel it today and put it on fast speed. You see all those things on Instagram where people frog a sweater and they're like, zip, 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 look how easy that was. And they do it on stop motion. Well, I did that too. And then if you actually knit a sweater and woven in your ends and fix the holes where you have sometimes in your underarm, it's not as easy as they make it look. And so I got stuck right here, and then I got interrupted. So I have to finish it, and I think in order to continue to unravel, I have to undo where I wove in the ends on the underarm. And then I can continue to unravel it. And then of course I'll have to do the same thing with the sleeves. I had woven in the ends. Here I'll have to unravel that. So just to let you know, it's not as easy as those Instagrammers make it seem. And they do a 5-second unwind your sweater time lapse. So anyways, I will show you guys, if I haven't already, my small clip of me unwinding this bottom half of the sweater. I tried. Maybe one day I'll get better at making cool videos. Maybe. So anyways, Ghost Horse sweater will be finished, hoping before the end of October. I'm really hoping it's middle October, because that's when it's getting really cool, and she's cold-natured anyways, so she'll probably wear it earlier. If I had it now, she'd wear it around the house, because that's how she is. Okay, the only other thing I wanted to talk about is my next cast on. I am excited. I've had yarn for a little while. My mom bought me yarn at the center of the Yarniverse, which is a yarn store near her. And we picked it out together. And we bought stuff for, okay, this doesn't give away anything. Caitlin Hunter's Soldotna crop top. It's that short sleeve sweater that I think it was pretty popular. It just looks so cute. I wanted to knit it. There's a picture of it, sort of. But it looked cute and I wanted to knit it. And I've been wanting to knit it for a while. And we are going on, actually, our family beach trip this coming week. And so I decided, since I cast off these hats that I wanted to get done, I cast off my Lydia Bennet shawl, I need a project. So I am finally going to cast on my Soldotna. I have, this is going to be like my darker color. It is, oh, here it is in skein. So I started winding up yarn, but I haven't gotten very far yet today. I got this one done, which is the same as this. I don't know that I'll need this second skein, but I have it. It is kind of purpley and gray, and yeah, mainly purpley and gray. But it will stand in for my darker color that she has as a brown. It is Queensland Collection, Rainbow Beach, pure Australian superwash wool, 100% wool, 100 grams, 328 yards, or 300 meters. And yes, Sydney Sands is the color. It also has a number, 119. And yep. Okay, so I have more than enough yarn for this. I am going to swatch. I'm going to be a good girl, good knitter, and swatch. Because this is thinner than the yarn she suggests. I think she suggests DK. And I know this is thinner. I would kind of prefer a thinner garment in the end. However, if it's too off, then it can totally mess with proportions and stuff. Even if I size up, I feel like. Yeah. So, I might hold these double. I have enough yarn to hold all my colors double, I believe. So, that's my dark color. And then she has one that's like a cream. And this one's going to be that color. It is called just 103. It doesn't have a name. I don't know if that being, my lights kind of went out. So it's kind of green and sandy. I'd say sandy green is definitely the right color. It has a little hint of bluish in there, I think. So those two. And then I also have, it calls for 4 colors in the pattern. I have this green, which is color 101. It has a little bit of purple, a little bit of yellow, green. Yeah. Does she use, what does she use in her pattern? It's not Spin Cycle, I don't think. She uses House of a la Mode fiber goods. She uses a tweed. This looks to me kind of like a dyed in the wool type thing, because the different fibers spun together are kind of like twisted in with each other. But I think I think it'll work. I have one other color and it's on my Swift, so I will get that for you. Oh dear. Here it is. This is my last color. This is kind of my pop. She has an aqua color that's kind of her pop color, and this one's definitely brighter, and it has blues in here as well as greens and yellows. So I hope it'll work. I am going to swatch to see the color combination in addition to the the color combination in addition to the gauge to see if I need to hold everything double. Last thing is acquisitions. Did not need any acquisitions, but I went to Michael's Arts and Crafts, and they had a yarn sale, and I was getting yarn for my people in my class. And then they had these for $3 a piece, and I couldn't resist. It's like roving, and I was thinking making super bulky hats with them, maybe as gifts. But look at the colors, isn't it fun? It's the Woolies brand, or Woolies by Lion Brand Yarn, roving. And yeah, this is color 603, and this is color 610. I just thought it would be fun. Make some big hats. Mickey Mouse ears. Okay. Well, I'm glad I got to sit down and talk about knitting with you. Bye.